Welcome to the 16-ounce Cinema Podcast.
Hello and welcome to 16 Ounce Cinema, where we drink pints and talk pictures and don't hit record. I'm here with Michael.
Hey.
And Angus.
That's what happens when you introduce that motherfucker first.
Yeah,
You fucking
I thought I'd
jinxed
change
it,
things
dude.
up for season 3.
I was looking at my screen, I was like, there is something going on that's wrong. I don't feel right about this podcast.
So we just
Jesus Christ.
recorded 5 minutes of intro, and Mike wasn't there at all.
Can we put it in at the end?
Yeah.
Your bit?
The whole thing? Like me and
Well,
you going
we
back
don't have
without
the whole
him.
thing. We only
No,
have
but-
you, because the minute he said he wasn't recording, I deleted my track to start
Oh,
over.
you
my
deleted
God.
it completely?
Yeah.
Oh,
The
that
second
fucking
he said it, I was
sucks.
like, whoop, shit, we gotta go back.
No.
Well, let's just keep Angus
Yeah,
then.
be angry
Angus
at
was a
Mike.
funny one anyway.
Yeah, we'll have Angus's lone track at the end of the episode so you can hear him just chatter away out of context just for the love of his voice.
I'm so upset that I'm the one that fucked this up. This is bullshit.
I mean,
fuck.
it's not the first time. Our very first
That's-
episode that no one will ever hear, you didn't upload your track at all for the entire episode and we lost it.
Wait, is that why The Seaman was our first episode? Because I fucked up the first one?
Yeah, instead of that one where I did Assassin's Creed and you had done that documentary about like doping and soccer.
Oh, that's a good
And
movie.
I forget Angus's movie. It was
There
like
was
a free-for-all.
There was also the one that we put on, I think it was Alien Covenant I did.
Yeah.
But
it was.
we
What the
released
fuck do those three movies have in common?
It was a free-for-all because it was our
yeah.
very first episode.
Oh, okay.
But then we did the musical episode, and Mike wasn't even there for my entire one.
Yeah, Mike came late, fashionably late to his own podcast. And that's our episode 9, if you want to go back and hear an episode with 1/3 of it missing Mike.
But that was
may or may
also
not be a good time for you.
recorded before our technical first episode. That was a throwback episode, like a
Yeah.
special one. So
Well, that was then technically our actual first episode that we all had tracks for.
not
We were
full
talking about how
tracks.
cool it would have been if we had like a crime podcast, because chicks
Oh.
love crime.
Yeah,
so
and,
we were getting around.
I was just
crime
thinking like how
podcast.
amazing all three of us would be as like investigative journalists.
Well, we were talking
like-
about how only crime podcasts have seasons, and I
Oh, yeah,
debated
yeah.
that I listen to other podcasts that don't. But then we all agreed that, yeah, chicks dig true crime, because my wife doesn't listen to the crime podcast, but she's all about the true crime shows on Netflix and Hulu. Like, we just started watching that one about the woman who, like, pretended her daughter had a disability until the daughter killed her.
Man, I'm so sad my joke isn't there, dude.
I was
It
like,
The
if I yelled the
idea.
joke out, will Angus be upset at me? So
But
I don't
he-
yell it out, waiting for it.
He didn't
I
even.
forget how this show works because we haven't
You
talked
know what,
in 3
Angus?
months.
TJ can splice it in.
Dude,
Just
yes. Oh my
edit
god, just do
after.
that.
Just
We'll fix it
edit
in post. It's a movie podcast. Why aren't we fixing things in post?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a good
Classic
point.
movie move. So I forgot how this show works, so I just opened my beer because it was in my hand this whole time.
Yeah, it's been 8 minutes already, so it's fine.
All right, so
technically.
getting back to the moment Mike realized he wasn't recording, my last line was, I was inspired by Angus when I was at ABC Liquor looking around for a beer that would fit this episode.
Oh shit, I'm
When
not
I
recording.
saw- Oh, let me delete it.
No!
Oh my
God.
Dude, if you
Oh,
delete it,
no.
I'll fucking kill you!
We just lost another 4 minutes.
You're fucking with me, right?
So inspired by Angus, blah blah blah. Anyway, the ABC Liquor, actually the one out by you, Mike, they have a clearance section. So Angus has been bringing all these bargain beers to the show, and I
Hell
was
yeah.
jealous that I didn't have a bargain bin at my local beer store. And I found it. This was a $5 6-pack. It's a Beta Brewing's 3090, which is, I guess, the longitude and latitude of New Orleans. It's got a picture of the what's it called? Not a tugboat, but like those boats that go down the Mississippi.
Hurricane Katrina?
No, the big old boats that like people gamble on and shit.
Oh,
Anyway.
riverboats, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, exactly. A riverboat, and it's a crisp gold lager. That's enough about this. Who's going next?
Me. I will say that like the Total Wine next to my house has like a whole section of like discounted beer with those old school like red stickers on it that say like $1. That I love.
That's what I got the last
Yeah,
time.
I love that little area.
For
Plus, sometimes
season
they have
3,
so much.
We're all just going to be drinking bargain beer.
Dude, wait till you hear about mine.
I did-
Mine's got a
I'm
story.
actually, since we're not allowed to open the beer prior to, like I found a new light beer. I love it. It's so delicious. It's not bargain, so I don't know why I brought it up actually. So
What
I
is
guess
it?
I'm bringing two. It's the Saint Archer Gold.
All right.
It looks like an updated Budweiser can, but like it tastes pretty good, and I like it a lot. But since we watched, I guess, well, we haven't told what we watched yet, but
Well,
we,
I
in
mean,
the
they clicked on
description.
the episode. We're talking about Joker and Once
Oh, yeah.
Upon a Time in Hollywood tonight.
yeah. So in theme, I got the Hollywood Bushka Stout because I couldn't think of anything besides the name Hollywood. So it's from the
clever.
Hollywood Brewing Company.
Yeah, I
It
looked
has
at Hollywood Brewing Company, but they didn't have
Yeah.
anything I really wanted to drink.
It has this little babushka woman like in a dress that's straight from Russia and this big giant braid that's cool looking.
Is that
I was
like
I
in a
gotta get
red
that.
can, and she's
Yes.
painted on there or drawn on there, kind of like a stained glass painting kind of thing, or like
Yeah, absolutely. And there's like
kinda
this weird
cartoonish.
psychedelic black and white background.
I think
Anyway,
I
it's
had
a s-
that.
Yeah, it's a stout, and it's I hate stouts, but I liked that it was Hollywood right on it, so I got it.
Well,
And,
go ahead.
it's supposed to have aromas of fig cola, but I don't know what fig cola is, so I guess I'll tell you guys soon.
I guess like an extra syrupy soda, I would assume,
Oh, I can't wait.
because fig is
to
like a
hate this
dark,
beer.
thick
Sounds
berry.
gross.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna be
mean,
awful.
fig cola sounds gross to me. Well, so you're doing the thing you've been like dreaming of for weeks, because you said you also had whiskey before we got on. and you've been,
Currently,
like-
but yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you had a whiskey poured.
No, I poured it. Yeah.
Oh, because you've been all about like drinking a glass of whiskey and then having a stout.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Angus
but
goes.
it was more like a stout for the peaty beer. I didn't get. I mean, the peaty
The
whiskey.
peaty
I, didn't get,
beer.
I got like the cheap
Oh.
Alabama whiskey.
They have
So-
that actually. Speaking of peaty beer, they do have that one that tastes like smoked sausage. It's like
What?
no, it's not
Whiskey?
Polish. Maybe it's German.
Gross.
No, a beer. And
Oh,
it's
okay.
actually like
There we go.
really, really good. It's got this smoked flavor, and it's really, really good. I recognize it by the bottle, but I couldn't tell you the name off the top of
So
my
it's
head.
like a barbecue for a vegan. Like it's just like, well, you get the taste of a fucking smoked sausage.
Kind of, yeah. I don't think
Yeah.
it's vegan though. I have two
Wait,
things
beer
about
isn't
beer,
vegan?
but I'd like Angus to talk about his beer.
Oh yeah. All right.
All right. So I'm drinking very skunky Coors, and the
What,
reason is, I finally got my kegerator back up and running. I haven't had it hooked up since moving to Texas, but since I got my own place now and everything, I was like, oh, I'm gonna finally hook that fucking thing back up. So I did, because I got some money, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get something nice for myself. I
That
like
beer been in there for like 5 years.
I'm,
and more.
I'm like,
Hold
yeah,
on.
you can't drink that, bro.
No, it's so stupid, and like I'm fucking embarrassed by this. So I went to the store and saw the Coors keg. It was $100. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm getting that. But something didn't seem right. Like it was like a little weird looking, the keg. Well, I got it home. I got like the whole thing set up, and I'm trying to stick it into the fucking kegerator, and it won't fit.
Oh.
So, because normally it can take the half keg, the full size ones, like perfectly well. Like it's fine with that. But this one had like an outer rim on the side that made it too wide to fit in. So they wouldn't take it back because I already
Oh.
went home with it, and they were like, "Oh, I could have tampered with it or whatever."
Oh, fuck that.
So I panicked and just started pouring out all the soda bottles in my fridge and filling up all my 2 liters and shit with beer because I still wanted it while it was cold, So I thought maybe I could preserve it. Then I had to run to Walmart and buy 5 gallons of water and dump them into my Turtles tank and fill up
This
gallons.
story is the start of a true crime podcast. Like, you doing that shit It's like introducing the profile of the killer.
I did invite my girl over to like come over and drink with me like heavily that night.
You should have invited like your whole like condominium or wherever the hell you live now. I was like,
Yeah.
I need to get rid of this beer.
So
This Coors
yeah, so
Light.
I thought you were gonna say the reason you're drinking that beer is because we live in society, just like the Joker movie.
Oh.
And I got disappointed.
no, it's literally my fucking stupidity of not realizing that it was too fucking wide. So I've been drinking this skunk ass beer for fucking 2 weeks now. And it is
Oh.
fucking gross because I can't bring myself to throw it away and not drink it because I spent $100 on it. I'm not wasting that.
How much do you have
Yeah.
left?
I think like probably about 4 gallons.
Oh my god!
So
Can you like? Why don't you go online? Maybe there's like weird cocktails you can make out of flat
I-
beer.
what I've been
You
doing?
need to get cooking up some fucking sausage.
That's not a bad
You're
idea
bad at
actually.
everything.
What I've been doing is cutting it with another beer, like a fresh beer. So like, I have a half a cup. I have a half a cup of skunk Coors, and then I'm filling the other half with a tall boy of fucking Lone Star.
I
and
like
just
how Angus topped himself off in the first episode of season 3 about the worst, vilest thing he could possibly drink.
I bet, like, if someone was listening back, yeah, they could find the thread of his decline and just be this is rock bottom here.
dude, this is what happens when you live alone for the first time in your life.
Oh shit! I didn't. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, 33
Mike went through
years.
this? Drinking skunked beer cut with good beer.
Dude, you
I
know
went
what's?
through this like twice.
I'm drinking it out of a cup I got from 7-Eleven.
Big guy.
That's how much sadder this gets.
He actually is cutting it with a slushy right now.
So
got
I can already
ice.
tell you it tastes like shit. I don't recommend it. Unless somebody wants to come help me finish off these 4 gallons.
Where's your girl at? Get her on here.
Oh,
Oh, man. It makes my story of a bad beer I had at Mike's house just totally irrelevant. It
I've
was
been
Dr.
saving
You
it.
got
Robot.
heartburn like an old man.
Yeah, it was Dr. Robot. It was too syrupy, but it tasted also flat, and then it gave me horrible heartburn.
And then he ate baking soda to make it better.
Drank-
That's the
I
story.
drank baking soda
What?
cut with water. Yeah, apparently that helps heartburn.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Now Angus
it's
is going to
just
cut
like a-
baking soda into all his Coors Light.
Dude, that
Like
might
at
make
1
it
in the
better.
morning every morning. He's like, well, time for my baking soda.
Pour some baking soda, Coors Light into a cereal. It's breakfast.
They took away my heartburn medication, so...
That's right. Well, yeah, now you can't die of cancer. Now you're going to die of, like, esophageal cancer.
Yeah, like baking soda build up in your lungs.
Jesus Christ.
Can you imagine Angus drowning in baking soda? I feel so bad.
No, that's weird.
I'd call my mom and be like, you did this. You started this. I didn't look in my head.
Your mom is the start of a true crime episode.
Dude, this is her plan the whole time. She got it from the podcast.
To kill all your friends with Polish
And she's,
wives.
my mom's not a fan of this podcast. She's like, oh, we got to get rid of Angus.
I'm mad it would be me first. Fuck.
Because
I mean,
me and TJ talking, it would be kind of boring.
Yeah, she met me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, can I get one thing out there real quick?
Yeah, and then let's
Yeah.
talk movies.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
hoping you
this
shout
is-
out to, like, a rapper or something.
No,
Let
this
Angus
is about,
get a thing out.
This is about movies. So you guys did that episode without me, right? The
Yeah,
Midsummer Doom one. And I
Yeah.
finally watched Midsummer, and yeah,
You hated
that
it.
it bored the shit out of me.
Did you
Yeah.
actually listen to us talk about it finally?
Yeah, I did. I listened to it like 2 days ago. You guys were good. I was more on TJ's side of things.
Yeah.
But I realized that me and Mike like I noticed Mike likes the longest, boringest fucking horror movies of all time, and I hate them. Because he liked the Suspiria remake too, and I did not
Oh
like
my
that.
god, I was going to ask you for an example,
Oh,
but you're
I-
dead
I-
on.
I
That's
like
a perfect
that one now.
example. Yeah. No,
Well, I'm
but
just
I,
saying,
like,
me and
loved
him
it.
have totally opposite on that because I fucking hated
Yeah.
both of those movies. The one,
Like, I loved it so much. If I were ever to get a movie tattoo, Suspiria would be like one of them I might actually get of.
Whoa,
So,
I didn't know you loved it that much.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
ridiculous. Didn't you
I mean,
buy
it's
the
in my
vinyl
top
twice?
5, so it's like. Well, I guess clearly it'd have to be Event Horizon, but I can't have 2 Event Horizon tattoos if we're making the episode 50.
Oh
I'm
my
getting
God.
this one.
I'm
so.
picturing Mike now with just like the worst Dakota Johnson on his chest. And then his hair grows in over it.
Oh my god. Why is she on my chest? I have like calves and shit.
Because you just got drunk one day, and after you went to Denny's, he ended up at a tattoo
Oh
place.
my God.
Well, I really love Suspiria. And the guy did Dakota Johnson from memory.
Like, wait, I mean the remake. Don't
memory?
fuck this up for me.
It's that chick from 50 Shades of Grey. He's like, oh, yeah, I know that one.
Do you
It
remember?
would clearly be of one of the mothers. It wouldn't be of her. Come on.
Mike shaved my name into his chest once. That was pretty fun.
And he
Oh, that was
answered the
cool.
door for like pizza delivery guy shirtless with Angus shaved into his chest.
And really, all you could see was A. So, like, right? Like, I think I was like, what does that
No,
say?
whatever he wrote, it actually looked like Angus sex.
Yeah, it was
right.
Angus sex. Loved it. But
Yeah.
there was something else I wanted to say about Midsummer, but I forgot. Yeah, it was
There's
very
something
well
else
shot.
I want to say about Mike's chest hair.
Oh, do tell.
Remember when it always looked like an owl?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We named it too. We named the owl that was made out of his chest hair. Like his,
What did
his
you name it? I
nipples
don't
didn't have
recall
as much
this.
hair, so they looked like big owl eyes in the middle of it, and like the way it came under his breast.
I don't remember naming it.
Made
I
it
don't remember that. I
gave it
remember-
the shape of a face. Or
I
what?
remember
Did we
shaving it like Kimbo Slice and TJ being really upset at the whole thing. He
Well,
really
when you
didn't
got
like
rid of
that
the
I did that.
owl, yeah,
Oh, is that what pissed you off?
yeah, I get,
That's
yeah.
funny.
Because we'd all, whenever you'd like, whenever you took your shirt off around us, we'd be like, "Hoo-dee-hoo!"
Ugh, it sucks.
Oh. I hope next week you have a better beer.
Yeah, me
Or
too.
a different beer.
No, he's got 4 gallons. It's gonna be like the
Oh,
next 6
speaking
episodes.
of which, can we are we recording next week too, or do we have to?
Are we recording right now, Mike? You tell me.
Yes,
I don't like that he had to look.
I did. I had to look. I had to look. I made my internet thingy browser down, and all I saw was Eddie Vedder as the like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And one of you guys sent me that picture, and it's still my background.
Wait, what?
Oh, the Predator Eddie
Oh,
Vedder,
Predator.
Eddie
Yeah.
Predator or whatever it was.
I can't get it. It's so amazing.
I
Okay,
should
yeah, I
just send
remember
you,
that.
like, I should have a whole stockpile of Eddie Vedder memes to send you, like, one a week. So, hey, for those of you who thought this was a movie podcast...
Wrong.
Yeah, wrong.
Goodbye.
We're 20 minutes in. But let's talk about Joker. Does anybody have some starting points about Joker?
I really loved it the first time, and the second time it felt pretty flat to me. I don't know why though, because I'm not good at knowing things like that. But I didn't like. I still loved it, but like it didn't resonate whatsoever. I just thought it was a cool movie.
With
Yeah,
me,
it's
it
Like the
was
first time I watched it, I was like, "This is the great." So
when
I
I saw it
really
in
liked
theaters. Oh,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Angus.
ah,
There you
okay.
go.
I was gonna say when I went and saw it in theaters, like I loved it. It was my absolute favorite movie so far of the year. Everything like that. I bought the Blu-ray. I watched it last weekend, and the second time I watched it, it gave me anxiety. Even
yeah, way more so than the first time. It did the
more
same
so,
thing for me.
yes.
Yeah.
Because like I kind of knew what was coming, and then like you notice like certain things more that
Yeah.
you didn't notice the first time around that make it even more uncomfortable.
Yeah, the two biggest things for me were like when he was trying to be a comic again. I'm like, this isn't real. And then like every time he talked to the black woman, who was awesome, I was just like, oh, this is fake too. This is freaking me out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, I didn't get a
So I
chance
didn't-
to watch it again. That was the one thing I really wanted to rewatch it for, was like the relationship, to see how that felt on rewatch. But I could
It's
see like on rewatch
so much weirder.
it
And,
feeling
like,
a bit
you-
slow, but you like again, like Angus said, have more time to steep in like the things that make you uneasy.
Plus, like you know it's not real, so like everything looks so fake, and it somehow works more somehow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
It was
are we saying
very
the,
well
the
done.
whole thing is real? So the ending is left like open. So why don't we start by talking about the ending? What you think actually happened or didn't happen, or where he's actually
Oh, I
at.
don't believe. I think it all happened. I think
Yeah.
it all happened. He got caught, and he went back to crazy person prison.
Like
and he acted
Arkham or
okay for a
something,
couple
maybe.
years. Yeah, he acted okay, and then like so he was left alone with a new psychiatrist for a couple years that was like tired of his shit, and then one day he's just like fuck this and he kills her. I think that's like the most.
So
Well,
you think
I guess I was about to say that's the most reasonable take, but then I was like, wait, that's my take, so of course I think that. I'm such a reasonable guy.
I don't
Yeah.
think he's necessarily even committed at the end.
Oh, that's different. What do you think? happened?
Well, see, like I think that we can't know what did or didn't happen. I think that I think that the major things definitely happened. I think like the deaths happened. I think that he became Joker, but like the whole movie is basically like him telling you what happened, and so like the ultimate thing would be for him to try to fuck with your mind as much as his mind is fucked, where there's no way you could unravel and pick out and for sure this is real, this isn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, I guess I don't like that take because like they show us what's not real with her, so I feel like they would show us more things that are unreal.
but
I don't know, like, if
but
there's,
see,
like a
like,
triple take on how movies do that.
I guess I'm taking a real meta take that it's like if the Joker were to tell his own story, like you'd never be able to make heads or tails of it, right?
Yeah.
So that's the
Right.
way I like to look at this movie. Is like he is the narrator for us. We're seeing everything from his perspective, but his perspective is completely distorted. But also, he would want to make your perspective distorted. Like he wants to infect you with his disease, and that's how I look at the movie. Where like he'll tell you like, "Oh, this happened," and then come back and be like, "Oh, wait, but no, that actually didn't happen," which like again turns you on your head. And I like looking at it that way, where like it can't be discerned.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's interesting. I like that.
And I think that ending, especially like it's like a throwback to like silent films with like the kind of like Charlie Chaplin little chase scene and stuff like that, and like he's laughing like, oh, you wouldn't get it, like at the end of him telling his story, like you
Honestly,
wouldn't
anytime
get it,
you bring
'cause
up
it's
the
all
silent
fucked.
films, you could literally say anything you want, and I would believe you. I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Because you know, and I'd just be like, yeah, he knows, he's right. So.
I don't know any silent films. I think.
No, I'm actually like.
I
trying
know
to
sometimes I
learn
see
more.
there's a GIF on the internet where Charlie Chaplin like stands there and then, like a house falls on him, and he falls like through the window.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's TJ loves this
One of
shit.
those things.
That's all I picture TJ watching is that.
Just silent films all the time.
just that scene over and over again.
Yeah, it's just in that scene,
the
yeah.
GIF. Like, yeah, I watch silent films, and I just watch GIFs of Charlie Chaplin having houses fall on him. Like that classic, Charlie Chaplin builds a house. I watch that every day.
Dude, but you explain these intricate movies to us. It's like your own Joker style, but you're just watching the one
And
GIF.
none of it's actually real. None of
Making
it's
them up in
happening.
my
We're just
head.
like, yeah, all right. One day, like a person's gonna listen to our podcast and they're gonna be like, "What is this guy TJ talking about this whole time? He's just fucking with him."
So-
like going back to like what like didn't resonate the second time. The first time,
Yeah.
like at the very end of the movie, when Joker like makes his Joker smile with his blood, I
Yeah.
thought that was like the best moment in the movie. But like the second time, I was just like, oh, that's not quite as cool as the first time.
Yeah, but
Which
nothing.
is, like, and I love rewatching movies. And all movies always hit me like hard the second time too. So it's like it's not that, I don't think.
I don't know, because like sometimes there's like certain things like that where the second time around it doesn't resonate as hard. But like and it's because of the second watch. But I still think it's a powerful thing. Like seeing that, like I still think that was a great scene.
Like every time I watch Saving Private Ryan, whenever Vin Diesel dies, I get shocked.
dude,
I'm like, oh, no.
spoiler!
Yeah, I've watched that movie like a dozen times. Every time I'm like, Vin, let go of the fucking kid, man. You're gonna get shot.
I've never
And then
seen
he gets
it.
shot.
Stop it.
Oh, Oh,
I was gonna watch it tomorrow.
like,
What?
fuck you.
You're upset that Mike spoiled Saving Private Ryan?
I'll buy you the 4K when it comes out.
22-year-old movies for me.
Starring Vin Diesel. Just the Vin Diesel scene. That's all you were watching it for?
Yeah, he's actually watching that in loop, saying he's watching it, and jokering the rest of the movie, like me and my silent folks.
You made me feel really bad for 2 seconds. Fuck you. I'm out of booze, but I don't think I should get any more.
All right. So, I also thought it's kind of crazy that like Todd Phillips could come out and make such like a emotional drama.
Todd
What is
Phillips
he
has a
known for?
weird career, man.
It's now very weird. He's known for like the Hangover trilogy, Road
Oh,
Trip,
that's right, yeah.
Old School,
But
and Joker.
No, the first movie he ever did was a documentary about Gigi Allen.
Oh yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, hated, and it's fucking great. Like, I think I've talked about this on the podcast before, but like, there's just one scene in the movie where like a school hires Gigi to come talk to the students, and he just like strips naked and starts putting a banana in his ass in front of him.
Oh, like, that's
And the
why.
kids are just writing the shit down, like, but they're fucking terrified.
Like, this is what you do.
But he doesn't even say anything. He's just like ranting and shit and just shoving a banana in his asshole. Like, it's so funny.
You're gonna love what he does next. His next movie is a Hulk Hogan biopic.
What?
Yeah. So I'm on his IMDb because I couldn't remember what else he was on. So like the first one's what you said, the Gigi Allen Murder Junkies one.
Yeah.
And then the last one is Untitled Hulk Hogan biopic.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
really excited. Who do you think's gonna play Hulk Hogan?
Huh.
Oh my God, I already know because I'm already looking at it.
Who is it?
Wait, no, we should guess.
Chris.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
What?
all right.
It's Vin
yeah.
Diesel.
Oh, that's a pretty good guess, but no.
The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock would be great. So it's got to be someone like reasonably a little bit younger. I was gonna be like Dolph Lundgren, but
Oh, yeah.
Is it another
Style
wrestler?
attack.
I'll give one clue. It's they're in the Marvel franchises.
Not Chris Hemsworth.
You got
That's
it.
what I was gonna
Oh
say
my
was
God!
Thor.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
That's pretty great.
That's
That is
perfect.
pretty great. That is perfect. I can't wait.
brother.
Dude,
Um,
I can't wait till he says brother.
Speaking of brothers, so what about the idea that of Bruce Wayne and Joker being brothers?
Oh yeah, that was cool in the movie. I'm glad it's not like real because he's adopted or something.
Well, even still, they tore it apart in the movie, and again, it would be for me anyway. My take on it, it's another distortion of the tale. But
A lot of people hated that part. They were like, "Oh, they just threw in the Bruce Wayne thing for all that." But like, I thought it was kind of fun. Like, maybe you didn't need to show Bruce, but like the Thomas Wayne shit, like that scene in the bathroom is so fucking great.
yeah,
Yeah,
That
Like,
was one
I
of the
loved
tensest
it.
scenes.
and I like Thomas Wayne. He just kind of punches him, tells him to fuck off, and leaves.
Yeah.
He's
not
like,
really even bothered by the whole thing. He's
I
like, "Get outta
honestly
here."
think he's the best character in the movie. Like, I mean, like most likable.
He's just like,
Right.
The rich piece of shit is honestly like the best guy
Yeah.
there because he
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
he doesn't
true.
bullshit with you. He's just straight up.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to think of like other people I liked a lot, but it was him and like the girlfriend, I think, or the fake girlfriend. Because when he finally like goes on her
But
couch, and
you
he's
didn't
just
even-
like I need it.
But
You
you,
don't
didn't even
actually
like
know
her.
her.
You liked the fake version of her because that
Yeah.
wasn't her.
No. I like the real version of her when he comes in and she's like, "My kid's here. Could you please leave?"
Yeah,
You
but
only
like,
see her
he
in
does.
fear, so you just like
Yeah.
a woman in fear.
I mean, clearly we've been over my woman issues. Yes, I like women in fear.
Oh no.
That's why that Mark Wahlberg
Mike,
movie's my favorite
Mike,
one.
I cut all of that out. Like no one's heard that, so let's just move on.
what?
Protecting you, bro.
What?
They don't
No.
know about your
Oh,
love
sorry.
of women in fear because we've edited it out to protect the guilty.
He's just trying to be like his boy Marky Mark, man. He told you.
Our hero, Marky Mark.
Mike just starts punching himself to get somebody else in trouble.
I loved the period recreation. I thought they were spot on for that, and for
Wait, the what? The what?
period recreation, making it look like the '80s, and including like the film grain and the way it was shot.
I didn't know it was set in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, dude.
cool.
Set in the 80s. Okay, cool. I lost y'all on that one.
I guess because nobody had a cell phone. Like, is that the only reason?
No, it was pretty obvious from the way people dressed
Like
and everything.
the talk show was set
Oh.
up like one of those late 70s, early 80s talk shows.
I can't tell that, like, in the Batman universe. It all just seems like the same time. But yeah, I guess you're right. Now that I think about it, yeah, I never was like, oh, look at this old school Robert De Niro guy. But yeah, I guess you're right.
DC literally has no universe, though, man. Like, they're just throwing
Yeah.
shit at the wall.
Yeah, they're just seeing whatever sticks, man.
Well, this stuck. This was great.
Yeah,
so,
now we're gonna
yeah.
get some weird, shitty sequel to a movie that shouldn't have one.
No,
Yeah.
if whatever his name Phoenix does it, I think it'll be good.
He did. Todd Phillips did say he would do a sequel if it
Yeah.
seemed right.
But
Yeah,
but how
so
are you
I'd
gonna
be
make
okay with it.
a sequel that's worth a damn to
He
them?
actually
I-
makes
I-
a sequel in the Hangover universe. So
They make like Batman shoot Robert De Niro in the
starring
face.
starring Starsky and Hutch. It'll be fantastic.
Yeah.
It'll be like a,
A Starsky and Hutch Joker crossover.
No, he could literally do it just
Wow.
like The Hangover, and
Do
then just
it.
take the Joker to Bangkok for the second one.
Joker hangover. He's about to get married to Harley Quinn.
oh my god. Who's doing that movie? That movie looks awesome.
Which one? The
The-
Harley
what, the
Quinn?
Harley
Hangover?
Quinn and the women.
It's
movie.
Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous.
Prey.
It looks
So-
just
I don't know.
slightly more watchable than Suicide Squad, which is
That's it.
still
That's what it
bad
is.
No,
news.
it looks way more. I guess I don't know. It looks way more watchable. I didn't want anything to do with Suicide Squad when I saw it first.
Oh my god.
Well, speaking of
something
that,
I
like-
didn't.
Oh,
Oh,
I was gonna say,
something-
speaking of that and the Joker, Jared Leto fucking sucked as
Oh,
the
yeah.
Joker, and now he's doing Morbius, which
Yeah,
you
seems
said
more
looked good,
suitable.
Mike.
I did. I thought it looked fine. It was
That
cool.
trailer looks like it's a movie that's boring as fuck.
It does. It looks pretty shitty.
It looks like an hour of setup and then like 45 minutes of not enough Morbius.
Well, I mean,
And-
you just described Venom, and that was still awesome.
And
I
like
don't
Nah,
a really
Venom-
terrible plot.
Venom had like a great trailer, I thought.
But Venom
Yeah.
had Tom Hardy, where like I watched Tom
Oh, yeah.
Hardy sit in a car and talk on a phone for 90 minutes and was like, ah, that was okay. Like,
Tom Hardy's
Tom
great.
Hardy
Yeah.
can do anything.
Yeah.
He's so good.
So,
Did you guys
what-
ever see
one
Bronson?
thing I didn't
remember
like
the-
about the Joker?
Oh man, I'm sorry, but you see fucking Tom Hardy's dick in that movie. It rules.
Oh,
How?
yeah,
Yeah, he hangs dong.
nice. Is it thick?
No, he's got like a surprisingly average dick, which made me very happy.
Oh, good. He's our man. He's the
he's everyman.
Maybe they fixed it in post.
You guys remember the wicker chair at the end? Angus does, apparently.
No, I'm just thinking of dick, dude.
Oh, sorry.
All right, what wicker chair?
That at the end, like when he's on top of the taxi cab and they're having the riot, there's somebody in the background with a gigantic wicker chair, just like jumping up and down with the wicker chair instead of like a
Like,
sign.
they're holding
it's
it?
just a wicker chair.
They're
No,
hol-
it's just a giant wicker chair.
Leave it to
But they're-
Mike
are
to
they-
notice the furniture.
Dude, no, it's a furniture inside of a outside rally for the Joker. And so like the first time I'm like, that's weird that there's a wicker chair. But the second time I watched it, the wicker chair shows up for like, I don't know, the entire scene. It's just a guy in the
I
background.
thought you were gonna say the
fucking-
entire movie.
No.
Yeah, it's like a
This
running
wicker
thing.
chair
Guys,
is just
I can't
haunting
believe you
us.
didn't
Like-
notice it.
Like,
It's in all
Angus,
these-
is this
it's
from
in
the
all these
comics? What's with the guy in the wicker?
Actually, I should Google that. I didn't look it up. I was like, that's weird that he brought a wicker chair to a riot. But, like, what weird thing would you bring to a riot?
So actually,
That
this
actually made me-
this guy's a lot like you, Mike. It like riots were going on, looting was happening, and he was like, I already got the TV I need, but that wicker chair is awesome. Yeah, I could see you stealing a wicker
Oh, you
chair.
think so? I thought he
during
brought
looting.
it with him. I thought that was my idea.
No,
That he
It's his
brought it with him.
personal
Oh.
wicker chair.
He was like, this will be perfect out in the garden, and he looted it.
I mean, I would take a wicker. I already have it. You're right. I have a nice TV. What the fuck am I gonna do with another one? I would get a wicker chair. In fact, I have. It would go good with my other wicker chairs. So, like, yeah.
So, what item would I bring? Probably a tiki
Yeah.
torch.
Oh my god.
Oh, I could actually use tiki torches in my backyard. The bugs have been really
You're
bad
the only
lately.
one of us that has wiki torches?
So I didn't like the Joker's Notebook because that hit a little close to home.
Yeah, you
I thought you were gonna say a little close to Jared Leto, but
No,
yeah, okay. I, can
I was
see it
in
being a
the
little
theater
close.
and I saw it. I was like, "Oh God, that looks like my spiral notebook with all these scrawls." I'm like, "Ha ha ha!"
Wait, like from when you were 17 or from like yesterday?
My life doesn't make sense.
He had
No.
that notebook while watching it. He was writing in it
Oh,
like,
if
well,
I
this
had
is
had that,
uncomfortable.
yeah, I would have the police would have been called if I was actually taking notes in theater, scribbling and scrawling and scratching stuff
Oh, this
out.
is actually I actually wrote this down when it reminded me of when he laughs, like when he's like laughing all the time when he laughs, and then he starts choking because it's his disease. He exactly sounds like TJ when he starts laugh choking. So I can only imagine TJ laugh choking into his journal.
No,
in the fucking
well,
theater.
no, the worst part was if I had actually had it in the theater, I definitely would have had the cops called because you go to the same Regal as me, and that theater is freezing. And I was thirsty, so I also had a Coke, and so but I'd had coffee beforehand, so now I had like too
Holy
much
shit.
caffeine. I had the Coke, which was freezing, and like the movie is kind of stressful, so I'm like kind of like in the end of the movie, kind of like pumped up because the movie's ending and it's really exciting, but also I'm freezing and caffeine jittery, so I'm just there like shaking, like, oh my God, TJ, you gotta get control of yourself. You're just shaking and jittering and like twitching.
Yeah, you
And I
definitely
go to
look like an
theaters
incel.
alone. I go to theaters alone, yeah, in a old beat up jacket because it's comfy and it's cold in there. I do look like an incel when I go to theaters.
You're what the
TJ,
media was warning us
married
about with this
Christian
movie.
incel with a baby.
Yeah, exactly. I went to see Knives Out, and I was like 2 rows from the screen because other people were there, and I didn't want to be near anyone.
So, are you guys all into that now? The first couple rows at the theater?
He's not, but I am. Third row is the best
Dude,
row,
love
in my
it.
opinion.
I love it so much.
So you're talking
Actually, like the two out of the last 4 times I went, the guy's like, "That's really close to the screen. Are you sure?" I was
Yeah.
just like, "Yeah, that's what I want, man."
So you're
Have I
talking
talked-
the,
like when-
the
we
last
talked about
row
this?
of the first group of seats, right?
Yes.
Because I always have that
Yeah,
first group
absolutely.
right by the screen, and then you have the back
I feel
group where
like-
everybody sits.
Yeah, I feel like the first row of the second one has way too much leg room, and it freaks me out.
That's where I usually like to sit because, I have
Yeah,
that
I
leg room.
hate
and
that one.
It's too much.
If I have
Yeah.
to pee, I can just jump over the rail and book it. Although I go
Wait,
at times now.
You
with
jump
them.
over the rail?
Yeah, because I'm a
That's
weirdo.
ridiculous.
That's
I
weird.
guess I like to.
That is weird,
yeah,
yeah.
when
I'd call the
when I'm
police.
going
Yeah,
to movies
fucking-
alone and shaking and jittering and wearing my beat up old jacket.
Fucking hopping over rails. You hop back over it to get back to your seat?
Of course.
That's fucking weird, dude. No, with the
I actually
third
went
row.
to one once, and the guy selling the ticket, it was great. He was like, I forget. I think I was seeing what was that? Don't Let Go, the sort of time travel thriller with the phones.
I've never heard of this.
And I was like, the only
It's a
one
silent
there.
film.
Yeah, and the guy was like, "Oh, you're gonna be in there alone. Theaters can be a scary place when you're all alone."
Whoa.
Was
Like,
this
thanks,
Was he
Dad.
asking you out?
I don't know.
What is that?
You want to butt sex with
He
TJ?
was like, "Oh, you're seeing that one. Not a lot of people without, because I have the unlimited pass. Not a lot of people without unlimited going to see that." I was like, "Oh, and you're there all alone." I was like, "Okay."
Dude, I would have been so scared of that dude molesting me somewhere. You know, there's no cameras in that theater, right?
So I think we're
I
done.
can see Angus
with
getting molested,
Joker.
but sitting there because he wants to finish the movie. He's just like, come on, this is on. Come on.
Just your hand, stop.
This is going in my notebook. Do we
He
have
just tries to jump over the.
anything else
thing.
about Joker? I think if we edited this down to just
Yeah,
be
I-
about Joker, we have
I-
about 5 minutes of Joker content.
I was gonna say, are we gonna
I've
do
got a
our
couple.
favorite
I've got a
scene?
couple things actually
Okay.
because I wrote them down
Cool.
and I remembered and I got excited.
All right, cool, because I gotta
Um,
pee.
Do you remember the Rolling Rock thing where there's 30 monitors
The
at
beer?
the end, and then one
Rolling
of them plays
Rock.
a Rolling Rock
No,
commercial?
Rolling Rock is 33.
33 what?
No,
It's
it's
the
a, no,
number
but
that's
no,
on the
it's on the
bottle.
beer. It's on all the bottles. It just says 33.
Whatever. I'm just saying, like, do you think they paid to be in this movie, or do you think, like, Joaquin Phoenix just really likes Rolling Rock? or
Joe
something?
Quinn?
What's his name? Jacquin?
Jacqueline.
I think Todd Phillips loves Rolling Rock.
Did you just call him Jacqueline?
What's his name?
What's his
I
last
never said
name?
his Phoenix.
Okay, you got that right.
Just call
So
him
say his
Mr.
full
Phoenix.
So, like,
Jacqueline Phoenix.
Falkwin?
Chocolate?
Chocolate.
How do you say his? I've never said his name out loud before.
Have you never heard it out loud before?
Is it
It's
Joaquin?
no, it's like Spanish. It's not a J, it's a Y sound.
Fuck you, it is not.
That's hilarious that you're not lying to him and he said fuck
So
you.
mad at me, yeah.
When you're telling the
Joaquin?
truth.
Wait, so,
No.
okay, wait, it's Joaquin Phoenix?
Joaquin. No,
Joaquin-
you're
oh my
gonna, I
God,
can't say it
okay,
right
yeah.
now because of
He's
you.
so woke.
Joaquin is such a... I knew a black guy in middle school named Joaquin. That's
No,
not a white
Jacqueline
guy.
is.
Fuck. Okay, you got me there. That's a good
Joe
point.
J.O.
Joaquin.
Queen.
No, like, I don't know, Joaquin. That's
Pahonix.
Do you remember his brother River?
Yeah.
All right, okay, so I got one more point about the Joker before TJ can pee.
The Jocker?
Like,
Shocker.
pretty good. It's pretty good.
Got you.
When Arthur is getting his mom's like security records or whatever in that prison or in the hospital because she's
Yeah.
crazy, and like even when he starts like kind of being weird to the black guy still like understands him and he's still like with him, like he still helps him out.
Yeah.
I just thought that was like the saddest part of the movie because like
yeah.
this guy right here, they could have been friends. Like he's
Yeah.
actually like, okay, you're a little weird, but whatever, you got your thing going on.
Yeah, him and Thomas
like,
are the
he
only
called-
two good people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
him. Yeah, okay, I can dig that. Yeah, all right. I don't know his name in the movie for some reason. It's just that
Joaquin.
guy. Randall, no, that's the white guy. I don't know. I'm trying to look, but
No,
I don't know.
that's not
I liked him a
important.
lot.
He was
Yeah, I
great.
liked him a lot. so
And you
that's
had
cool,
you
yeah.
had another note, or is that it?
Yeah, let's call it that.
I was gonna say,
Alright,
can
I
I
need a break.
say my favorite scene?
We're taking a pee break.
Yeah.
Wait, can I tell my favorite
no.
scene real quick?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Oh wait, then I'm gonna tell my favorite scene actually.
I
My
Go
was
ahead.
just gonna have to start peeing in these beer bottles.
I don't give a fuck.
fine, bro.
The best scene
Yeah.
was with.
Angus has done it.
Yeah, I've done it multiple
Hell yeah, that's
times.
true.
But
But I'm not drinking Coors out of milk jugs.
So when the guy, like the other two clowns, come to his house, the one who sold him, or the one who gave him the gun,
Oh, dude. Yes.
And
we
the-
can talk about this movie for another hour.
and the midget, like that's the greatest scene, I think, man. It's fucking.
Dude, when he
so-
can't, he's like, Arthur, could you get this for me?
Yeah, he's just like, sure, man. You were always good to me.
Dude, that whole my movie theater fucking exhaled. Like they didn't even laugh; they exhaled
Yeah.
when he said that.
Yeah, it was
I absolutely loved it.
great.
It was such a great scene.
That moment alone in the theater was worth it, just for the reaction.
Absolutely. For me, it was like after he killed those three rich dudes on the train.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was just so manic. He pulled the gun like away from like when he was like waving it. He put it up to his head and almost blew his head off before he stopped
Yeah.
himself. And I was just the second time seeing that, I was like, holy
Yeah, he
shit.
flails wildly while running.
Yeah, and then like immediately like for like a split second just points it at his head and then just like keeps flailing after that. Like, wait, I shouldn't do that. I thought that was great. I really liked that and showed how crazy he was and shit.
It's a healthy stream you got there, buddy. Dude, this is the first time I don't have to pee.
That's the most unhealthy stream I've ever heard, actually.
No, I was joking.
That's like, bro, I'm gonna get you fucking supplemental. Yeah, what is that? That's some bullshit stream, man.
Dude, it sounds like you have a
Fucking
stone
stream.
blocking.
It does. Oh my god, it does.
I really hope that's
It
not
looks
the
like
case,
bullshit.
but that's what it sounded like.
Ah, that's a stream. That is a man with a healthy prostate.
Yeah, you get it fucking fingered constantly.
We're in a stream measuring contest right now. I can't believe Mike is trying to shame me over the sound of my pee stream.
I'm not shaming you. I'm just saying you should get your prostate checked.
Oh, how about this, you barbarian? I try to hit the side of the toilet wall so I don't wake up my kid with my piss. Quieter.
He's not that sensitive. Bro, if you're worried about that, just pee in the sink like I usually do.
That's
Not your
but
place.
the sink
Not
that I
your
pee in
place.
is so
Your
far
place.
away. I don't pee in the sink there. Yeah.
Dude, I love a good sink pee.
I
You-
think
when
he
you are
pisses
so
in milk jugs
shit-faced-
and drinks it cut with beer.
Yeah, man, dude. Fucking, do you think I'm drinking out of a gallon on my couch? Do you think I'm going all the way to the bathroom? Fuck that.
That's,
He gets to living that trucker life in his
God
apartment.
damn it. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight again. This is stupid.
Why?
As I'm drinking.
Oh. Okay.
Because I even looked at a bottle of beer. That's why I know I can't sleep.
You got so excited. So maybe you should pour your bottles into milk jugs. And you won't have this
Fucking,
problem.
it works,
It
dude.
would be sugar. It would be sugar-free almond milk jugs, which doesn't quite have the same.
Beer right out of the carton.
Dude, my favorite one to drink out of was the Arizona iced tea gallon.
Because
Because it has that nice handle, like that thick handle. Yeah. And like kind of like a big mouth for you. So fucking, oh man, that thing ruled.
Oh,
Well, can I say? Can I? Oh, I have a Joker fact.
okay, go.
We'll talk
we're
about it later.
I'm sitting down. I've been
Oh, we're
Yeah,
on mic?
I'm at the computer, but
Alright,
I'm
cool.
keeping most
So-
of this. Yeah.
Apparently, Warner Brothers wanted Martin Scorsese to do this film as Leo as the Joker, but he couldn't do it because of like Once Upon and The Irishman. So I think like like an alternate universe Martin Scorsese Joker would be fucking amazing.
I mean, that's kind of what we got anyway.
Oh, that's yeah, okay.
So
Yeah, that's probably right.
yeah, like
Probably right.
the midget would have been Joe Pesci.
he comes out of retirement for Joker.
Imagine Joe Pesci as like a fucking clown. Well, it's just
Dude, if he says the line funny like what?
oh my, yeah, that's why I started laughing. What am I, a clown to you?
Yes, you are.
His famous line, "What am I, a clown to you? What kind of clown? A red-nosed clown? A tiny car clown?"
And like Joker, like honks his nose.
So the other movie we're bringing this
Is a
time,
movie that I'm gonna watch tonight when everyone goes to bed. I'm gonna watch it for the 6th time.
It holds up.
Are you gonna
really
wait for
well
us to
on
go to
rewatch.
sleep to watch it?
He's gonna
What'd you
start
say,
on
Angus?
episode. We're gonna
Oh.
be talking. It's like, "Oh, this scene's great." And we'll be like, "What are you talking about?" "Oh, I'm watching it now."
Oh man,
I'm tempted to
yeah, I
do
really
that.
love this movie.
Just to one up Mike, just start watching it.
Just
So this is Once
So,
Upon a Time
oh.
in Hollywood.
yeah, Quentin Tarantino ninth.
Yeah, number 9.
9.
9. And I'll say it definitely holds up on the rewatch. It's weird that a 3-hour movie feels faster as you
Yeah.
watch it more.
It does.
Hold on. This
that's
one,
so true.
I didn't get the rewatch, but the very next day, I did rewatch the ending. I was like, I just gotta see that again. Like, really? But yeah, I loved it. And
Yeah, the ending is like this just amazing, delicious cherry on top of a delicious fucking
Yeah.
like banana split or something
Can I
like that. It's
can I
just like
put out there
Yeah.
though that like I hate Quentin Tarantino films.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Like you guys know that and the audience doesn't. Like I'm not a fan.
I wouldn't
So
It's not like
call
whenever-
myself a fan, but I have a vague appreciation of him, and I loved this movie.
yeah, I thought this was
Whenever I say I
great.
love Quentin Tarantino, I always forget that I like before I just watched Kill Bill and I loved it, but like the first 2 times I watched it, I'm like, this is kind of stupid, and like I still have never finished Jackie Brown because I just can't finish it. It's so boring.
Yeah, I'm not into that. But
But like I guess I love most of his films except like a couple. So I don't know. I still love Quentin Tarantino, I guess, obviously. So. And this is probably my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. It has to be.
That's-
I
yeah,
don't
I
think
can
I've even
definitely
seen
see
Pulp
that.
Fiction 5 times. So
In like 3 months.
yeah, didn't you go to this theater multiple times to see it?
I've watched it twice in theater and I've watched it 3 times sense in
Yeah,
Blu-ray.
for me, this would be up there. Like, probably is the favorite, followed by maybe like Django.
It's just like because it's like it's not really. Obviously there's a movie, there's a theme, there's a story, but it just seems like you're just having a good time with a couple of buddies. Like there's nothing happening specifically sometimes. Like there's a few moments when Brad Pitt is just like being cool, and it's just like that's everyone fantasizes to be as cool as Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I felt
Yeah.
like
It's like when he's on screen being cool, you're just like, yeah, this is cool. So
they were you two to me. Like you were, like one of you was Leonardo DiCaprio, the other was
Oh,
Brad
that's
Pitt, because
awesome.
you guys are my buddies, and I'm just watching it hang.
yeah.
I think that's why it
Oh my
works so
God.
much better when you rewatch it too. Because the first time you're watching it, obviously you don't know where it's going, and you're kind of like, okay, what is this leading to? Every scene you're kind of trying to put it together and determine where it's going to go. But once you know, you can just watch the scenes and just understand that it's a leisurely paced movie.
Yeah.
And you can
yeah,
just
when I was watching, I was
absorb the
so
moment.
high strung the first time. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
I
what's going on?
would say I was almost as high strung as I was when I was watching Joker the first time.
Whoa.
Just because I really, really wanted it to be good, and every scene was really good, and I was like, don't be bad, don't turn terrible, and like it just didn't. So like, I
Well,
was
yeah,
just, like,
which
anxious
it
the
could
whole
have
time.
if it was anything different. Like if it didn't end the way it did. But it's kind of just like
Yeah.
Tarantino's
Yeah.
finally did a good love letter to Hollywood, and the old films
Yeah.
that he loves. Because that's my problem
Yeah.
with him is like in the past, anytime he's like referenced movies, it's just so like open and obvious, and I've always had that like feeling like, well, you're kind of just ripping them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of always held me back from really appreciating it. But this is kind of like does away with that, and it is just a love letter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I didn't know what to say because that was a perfect way to explain it. Yeah,
I was telling TJ earlier that like I have terrible time trying to like explain or talk about a good movie because I'm just like, this is great. And it's like there's nothing else to say. That's how I feel. So it's like, wait, what else am I supposed to say? Where's the drama in my voice that I'm supposed to talk about? So
you both said this about the movie not feeling like it was that long. Like you're just enjoying it the whole time. So you're like, holy shit, that was like 2 hours and like 40 minutes or whatever, but you don't
Yeah.
feel it. Like when I watched Midsummer, like I said, that movie you
felt
feel
it.
every
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
minute.
you feel it.
and I loved it, but every I feel the shit out of every minute slowly creeping by.
Yeah, especially like those that early scene where everybody's in the apartment and she kind of intrudes. I'm just like, ugh. I feel like I'm just there, but like in a bad way, just sitting around.
And it's uncomfortable because you feel like one of those dudes like bringing somebody you don't want to bring, but you don't quite have a good reason not to bring them.
Yeah,
And it's this dude's chick, which is even worse, and her parents died. It's just like, oh, come on.
And
But,
this one
yeah.
has Brad Pitt being somewhere he's not supposed to be, and it's one of the best scenes in the movie.
Oh, it's so good. Well, my favorite Brad Pitt scene is when I texted you guys. I'm like, he just took his shirt off and I'm breathless.
Well, yeah, we actually I think we all independently texted each other about that and just kept
Yeah.
talking about it. Because what I texted you was like the scene immediately preceding that was I was just thinking like, oh, Brad Pitt's looking kind of old. He's starting to show his age. And then the next scene, like Angus, you texted saying then Brad Pitt does parkour and gets up on his roof and takes his shirt off, and I gasped.
Yeah.
When he took his shirt
Yeah.
off. I was like, how did that body
Absolutely.
come after that?
Yep.
The parkour is so great, and then just that
Yeah.
to top it off. Holy
It's so
fuck.
fast. You're just like, whoa.
Yeah, he just
like,
looks
it's
up
awesome,
there and
just,
like, I'm gonna
immediately.
be up there, and he's there.
It's
Which
just
I
so
totally
smooth
believe
and
he can
cool.
do in real life.
I absolutely love the scene where he's like, oh, he killed his fucking wife. And then you go straight to the boat scene where his wife is
He
just
killed his
bitching
fucking
at him.
wife.
And he clearly killed his fucking wife for being a cunt. And it's just like it's such a it's not even like a minute long, but it's just so encapsulating of the whole movie. I just loved it.
I thought it was hilarious. They had him beat up Bruce Lee.
The Bruce Lee thing was great. Just that line about my fists are deadly weapons, like I could be charged. He's like, yeah, it's called manslaughter.
And that's fucked up because I never thought of that before. And of course it's true. It's so true.
When I first saw
think-
that too, I was like, "What the hell is this? What he's like trying to spit on Bruce Lee?" And then I realized it was just like the comedy of Brad Pitt's character just being this like
Yeah.
super macho, do anything tough guy.
Yeah. And apparently he this is like one of the big scenes that like China wanted him to cut out of the movie was that scene. And he wouldn't do it. So they couldn't go to China.
Ah,
He's just
Really?
like, no, I'm not cutting that.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
The China
funny,
didn't
man.
get
Which is weird because Bruce Lee was born in fucking California.
Yeah.
So, like, that's,
Yeah, he was born in California, then went out to Hong Kong and made movies there, and basically reinvented their industry, made
Yeah.
them marketable worldwide.
yeah.
The only thing I like the line that I thought was funnier than that was the one where Leonardo DiCaprio is on the set and he has the flamethrower. And he's like, it's kind of hot. Can we do something about that? They're like, it's a flamethrower.
It's a flame. Yeah.
The trivia said that like
He calls him by his first name too, and he's just like, yeah. Mhm.
the trivia said that
Right.
was Leo's actual reaction to the first time he used it.
Really?
Yeah.
According to
hilarious.
IMDb
That's
trivia.
I hope that's true.
I do too.
Me
I mean,
too.
IMDb trivia is so like sketchy, but I want to
What really
believe
got
that one.
I watched this like in theater. I got so stupidly excited. I don't know how you guys feel about Inglourious Bastards, but I really really loved it.
Meh.
And like I really love the scene with Antonio Margheriti, and Antonio Margheriti is one of the like directors in like the films that happen in this movie that Rick Dalton stars in Italy. So like the
okay.
character survives the Nazi Germany to make Italian Western films.
Okay,
And I thought that was fucking awesome.
Huh.
Was it Donowitz or something like that?
that's a nice tie-in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That was my favorite like Quentin tie-in ever.
Uh,
I know he has a bunch of them, like the cigarettes and shit is cool, but like I thought that was like super awesome.
I definitely like this movie's alternate history 100 times more than Inglourious Bastards' alternate history because it like actually makes
like-
sense in this one. It's like built
Yeah.
to and.
Can I say something that's funny about a review
Yeah.
I read about this movie?
Hell yeah!
I'm gonna reference another review on our review.
That's normal.
Somebody like did like a top 100 list of the last like 20 years because it was all the 2000s. So
Okay.
top 100 movies of the from 2000
Oh, okay.
to 2020. And they put this movie at number 20. Like that's really high up on a list
Yeah.
of 20
Sure,
years.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was reading the review, and at the very like last line, it was like, I didn't really care for the revisionist history of it.
What?
So yeah, like
What the fuck? Like that's the fucking
that's
thing
the
of the
whole
movie.
point of the movie. The whole
Exactly.
thread, the whole way through
Yeah.
is this point where basically at the end, basically like I've talked to Mike about this a bunch, but like my take on it and a common take, I haven't read a lot of reviews, is basically he's saying like all these people who are either lost or like had good careers that went south are still going to be remembered for what they did. They're going to have their own sort of like heaven
Yeah.
as legends
Yeah.
for just being there at the time that they were. And it just makes the whole
Yeah.
film kind of beautiful, like kind of bittersweet and awesome.
Do you remember the scene where like Sharon Tate and Roman Polanski, which
Polanski?
Polanski,
Dude, it's a Polish name, and you're Polish.
I wanted to call him the Polish prick, but then I was getting to Pulaski. I still can't say it.
Roman Pulansky.
Roman Polanski.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
That was fucked up. Polanski, that's his fucking
Yes,
name.
it is
Holy
his
shit.
fucking
I was
name.
trying to put a W in there
Just
or
call him
something.
Ruman. Just call him by his first name, Ruman.
Ruman. But when they first arrived to that party in whatever fucking mansion they are, like the dude like he tells the story. He's like, "Hey, come here, hot chick," and she's like, "What's up?" And then he's like, "Hey, you see that hot chick Sharon Tate?" And he points at like Roman Polanski, and then he points at like Jay Sebring. He's like, "They used to be married, but now they're friends, and now she's married to that prick or something like that." I fucking love that scene, even though I'm butchering it right now. And like the guy who says it, who plays whatever character he's playing,
Steve
he
McQueen.
plays like one of my favorite like little character actors. He plays in like Band of Brothers, and so I love everything he's in. So I love that scene a lot. God, that was a hard effort to get all that out
Yeah.
For nothing.
for nothing. It has no
We
payoff.
had no reaction to it
I'm
except
just like, yes,
Pulaski.
that scene where they explained
Yep.
the characters to us and had Steve McQueen do it.
That's the one.
I
That's
did
the
feel
guy.
like there was like something I was missing in that scene, like some meaning behind, or history behind having Steve McQueen pointed out. Speaking
Well,
of
I
that
think
scene,
he had to be
though-
there so that like Leo could be Steve McQueen later. Or else
Oh,
it wouldn't
yeah,
work as
that
well,
was
even though you didn't
another
like
one
it
that I
as
didn't
much.
quite like. Those
Yeah.
like he could have been in The Great Escape. I just was like, well, that's cute, but I didn't feel like it needed to be there in that moment.
Yeah.
But anyway, going
didn't
back to
bother
that
me.
scene, Mike, you're the Quentin Tarantino fanatic.
Uh-oh.
Well, why doesn't he do nudity?
I have no idea.
I haven't seen all of them, but has he
That's-
ever?
No, he doesn't. I'm like, should I Google that right now? Because that's such
Yeah,
an interesting
I've never
question.
thought
I don't
about
know.
Yeah,
that.
we might
No.
as well have brought it because I was like, oh, they're going to the Playboy Mansion, and then I was like, but I don't think Quentin Tarantino's ever done nudity. And then they get to the Playboy Mansion, and there's no nudity. So I was like, there's something with Tarantino and nudity. I just never thought of it before.
Well, he does do the other fetish thing.
Maybe he's like Mike, yeah, where boobs mean nothing to him, so he's got to show the feet, and he figures,
Dude,
I'm
that-
going to show all this feet, and let me not put in any other kind of nudity.
The scene in the
Yeah.
movie theater, like I remember just texting Mike, like, dude, movie
While
theater
you're
scene.
in theater,
Oh, yeah.
that's got to be what Mike. If you were to rank top 5 best Tarantino
Oh.
foot shots,
Well, this
Would
one
that
had
be number
2.
one?
Oh no, 1 through 5 is that theater scene.
oh,
Yeah, I was gonna
wow.
say, this
That's
one had the
all
theater
this
scene.
Oh,
movie.
there's. Yeah. No. So like that theater scene is just the greatest foot scene I've ever seen in cinema history. I fucking love it.
Oh, you don't count Death Proof because she's painting her nails in that scene. I was just thinking, like, why not
I-
Death Proof? Because that was a pretty long foot scene, but she was painting her nails,
Yeah.
wasn't she?
And then
hate
she
that.
lost
Also,
a leg.
I only saw it once with you guys, so like that was a super long time ago.
back in theater.
That
Me
was in the
too.
theater.
But I remember the foot scene.
You do.
Probably because we were
Make you a
sitting
foot
next
guy.
to each other, and I was just like, oh, don't want to sit next to Mike right now.
Oh, I remember you saying that something. Or like I remember you like
In
moving.
theater?
I remember
I
when
moved
you said
away,
that. I
I
remember
got
that.
up and I went a row back.
Although I will say, like that little fucking underage chick in the movie that wants to blow.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Manson chick
yeah.
too, like had a
Yeah.
foot scene that was
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, and like TJ mentioned something earlier or before, like to me, he's just like there were some gnarly, ugly feet, but it was just like the way it was presented so naturally,
Yeah.
and I fucking loved it. And she walked around in sandals the whole movie. I fucking like so her whole scenes is just her in sandals and barefoot. And I loved her character for that reason. So yeah, it's absolutely that. I like how you're laughing, but
we
it's
could
just like
actually. I opened up a can of worms. We could actually probably do a whole episode on Mike rating the feet of Tarantino movies.
dude, I'm gonna rewatch all of his movies just for the foot scenes.
You know
just
there's
so
a
I could
cut
make my own
on-
little 30-minute thing.
There's got to be a
I'm
cut
down
on
for it.
YouTube of just feet scenes, though.
Oh yeah, there's got to
Oh,
be. You just YouTube
there.
it.
Yeah.
Hang on, if you saw the there's a Quentin Tarantino Honest trailers, and for like 45 seconds there's just foot shots,
Pretty
which
funny.
only encapsulate like 10% of all the foot shots in his films. I was like, hey, where's all these other ones? They weren't there fully at all. But I like going back to her feet, of course. Like her, like my favorite scene of the whole movie is basically her like getting her Roman Polanski like a book for like his birthday or something, and she's walking around her big
Oh,
ass
from
boots.
Clue Gallagher.
At-
That was my favorite
Yeah, yeah.
cameo.
Gallagher.
Oh, it's my turn.
I met
Yeah.
him a couple months ago.
yeah,
I got a picture with him.
showed us the pictures. I was like, hey, that's that guy. Yeah. So I just really love the whole scene where she's just like so happy and like walking around. It's like I'm glad. So bringing it back to the feet, like I like that the fact that we see her in these crazy boots and then we see her barefoot
So-
after walking around.
So
in
I
these boots.
just
think that's great.
YouTube Googled every Tarantino foot shot, and the first result
Yeah.
is every feet scene in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and it's 3 minutes long.
Hell
Oh my
yeah.
God. There's Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of that in that film. So.
Oh, this says every scene in filmography uploaded before that movie came out, and it's 5 minutes 16 seconds long.
Okay, so right about 10 minutes. Yeah, right about right.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like Tim. I wish Timothy Oliphant is my favorite. Like quick. I don't know what you call it. It's not a cameo, but just
Yeah,
quick actor.
I didn't realize that was him at all. I think I have like.
Oh yeah,
Who was
that's
he?
My, he was the
right. He was
like the
he was the other cowboy in the movie.
in the western they were shooting. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was like the other like
Okay.
the younger one,
Huh.
not Luke Perry
Yeah,
came in
yeah.
as the older guy, but the young, he had like a Spanish name, right?
Oh yeah, no. I think Oh yeah, because he plays this character, and then that character plays the Spanish guy's name. Yeah, you're right. Because he has like a white guy Western name, but then he plays another character. in the
Yeah. Oh,
movie.
okay. The character had his character name was James
Yeah.
Stacy, but then the character name was like
Yeah, yeah.
Spanish or something
Yep.
like Ricky Martin or something.
Ricky Martin.
No, had a really cool name, man. They both had really like cool names. Like, I do forget them though, but I
Rick
fucking know
Dalton
them
is
every
a
time I hear 'em.
manly name, and Cliff.
That's a
Booth.
great name.
Yeah, Rick Dalton is and so is Cliff Booth.
But yeah.
It's just so to the point and so American.
I hope his 10th movie is more about them, but like in the like basically those kind of guys, same names too, just transposed to like the 80s or 90s.
So it'd be like Boogie
Mm-hmm.
Nights.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Which is probably one of my favorite films of all time.
Yeah, it's such a great film.
It's definitely
I
up
love
there
it.
in my top 10. Fucking love that movie. There was something else I wanted to say about it. Should we even talk about what the ending was, or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like, when they like he came out and yelled at them, right?
Yeah.
Like, what did you think was gonna happen at that point? Like, did you think it was gonna be like the regular way it went down, or?
Honestly, I like at that point, the first time I watched it, I was just so excited because I knew something was happening.
Yeah.
That I didn't. My whole brain shut down. Like I was like, I forget the hippie's name, but he looked like he was about to fucking cry, and I was just like, oh my god, this is so good. This is great. I hate hippies. I was just like, this is great. So in my head, I was just like, this is gonna be great, and it was. Like I didn't actually have any opinion on it. Well, like, what did you think was gonna happen?
Fuck, dude, I didn't know. Like, I thought maybe it would just go to the thing, and then it would just be like whatever, and like he just fucking let us on to a bad movie at the end. But like the way it, like he fucking nailed it, man. It was fucking great.
Yeah.
The best.
And I like when they drive back down the hill, and then she's like, "That was fucking Rick Dalton," and he starts laughing. Like you can actually feel the stress leave him. He's like, "I used to have his fucking lunchbox or something."
That was one of those like Tarantino talkie moments that could be like shit, but like it worked.
I absolutely hated that little Asian girl the first 2 or 3 times I watched it, and I still fucking cringe a little bit.
Yeah.
But like now I've accepted it. Now it's fine, but like I still think it's just the weirdest part of the movie. Her little like whatever the fuck she was talking about. Like I don't even know what he meant to say with her being so like overly weird. Do you know what I mean? Like I
No.
don't know, I just didn't like her
no,
character.
I don't
Oh, no,
I
okay.
have no idea what you're talking about.
She just like seemed completely different than everyone else in the movie. Like I didn't like the way she talked, or like I just didn't like her character. I guess.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so when they actually like broke into that house, like into Dalton's house,
Yeah.
and fucking dude, the part where he takes her head and just smashes it into the shelving unit is so
okay,
fucking
I love,
amazing.
dude. It
was
was.
so
I like the
great.
clock because the clock makes the clock noise from like our parents all had those clocks that make that
that
stupid
would like
noise.
keep me up at night. Even when I like knew what it was, I'd have to like go in the living room and make sure it was the fucking clock because my bedroom was on the other wall from that clock in the living room, and it was just like clonk, clonk,
Yeah.
clonk, and like I'd wake up in the
I-
middle of the
I
night,
love
and I
how-
think like something was like crawling on the fucking wall, and I'd be like, I gotta go make sure it's the fucking clock. Clonk, 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 clonk.
I love how the whole movie was built up to the end, like how like the dog and like how
Their routine
like how
is,
it
like-
listens really well. Yeah, the
Yeah.
routine and like how like he that fucking acid cigarette that he just kept for the whole movie,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like how like he beats up the Asian guy. So of course beating up these fucking dudes, these hippies is normal, and like the whole movie just and then like yeah the fucking the what is that thing with the fire machine?
The flamethrower.
flamethrower.
The flamethrower. Thank you.
We better
And, like,
wrap this
that
up
whole-
because Mike is getting too drunk. He's losing his words.
I'm drinking water now. I think I'm allergic to water. I should have tried another beer.
The water.
This was a regular commercial movie podcast. We'd have another 45 minutes to go.
Oh,
and
we'd
so-
be a mess.
Trying to think about if there's anything else about that was like the one thing I wondered though is because well, let me get to this where it all happens and he's talking to the guy next door. He's like, yeah, fucking hippies, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
Well,
so
yeah,
fucking
sometimes you
funny.
just gotta kill him.
Just the way they did that was just hilarious. Yeah, these fucking hippies.
Yeah, I think he was just like, "Is everybody okay?" And then like Rick Dalton's like, "Well, yeah, everyone's except the fucking hippies." Or something like that.
Yeah.
I just fucking loved it.
Yeah, that ruled. But one of the things I was wondering is because it is a revisionist history and shit, and then fucking Sharon Tate wasn't killed or whatever, would Roman Polanski still be with her and not have raped children?
Oh, wow. that's a
I would
good
assume
point.
so, yeah. So maybe Tarantino's also saying, like, it'd be nice if that didn't happen.
Yeah, he's like, that kind of made Hollywood a little dirty.
Yeah.
Let's just-
Forever,
didn't
like
happen.
it's so weird. It made Hollywood dirty forever. Like,
Well, it, like, kind
You
of,
know
like,
what?
started exposing that, like, really bad underside. They
But-
tried
yeah,
so
enough.
hard. Even, like, the studio system in the 30s, like, the studio was all about keeping the dirty shit under wraps. It was even, like,
yeah.
it was written into their contracts in the 30s, like, there was, like, a morality clause. It's basically you have to appear to the public, like, nice and clean and not, like, fucking everything that moves or gay. And if you were, like,
Yeah.
caught publicly with any of that, your contract was void and you owed them, like, all this money. Like, you were just ruined forever. So, like, it was always a thing, basically, until...
Well, now you can just fucking drug 13-year-olds and it's fine. That one out the window, huh?
Good old days. No, but I don't know if this is like just something dumb Ben Shapiro said or if it's real. But
Uh-oh.
wasn't he just like, didn't he say like something like that Hollywood's always had like this whole under thing? And then like they even have like a statue of a casting couch out there? Is that real?
What? No, I don't know.
Like, is there a real casting couch statue?
I mean, I could...
I hope so.
I could totally
That would be
see
so
it.
fucking funny.
I could see it. Like,
Like, it wins an award.
Well, there's nothing.
like if we were all like just sleazy, powerful producers, right? And we were banging chicks, telling them we were gonna get them parts in movies. Like, I would totally one day, like, on your birthday, give you a statue of a casting couch. Like, because we would be like multi-millionaires, right? And we'd be just total bastards. I
That's
could
fucking-
totally see
I
it
like
happening.
for me it was just like I thought these things were so well understood that like when all these things started coming up about Weinstein and stuff, I was just like, what is even the problem? We all knew this was happening. Like that's
Yeah, well, they
just
swept it
what you
under...
do to get famous. Could you imagine how many dicks Timothy Oliphant has sucked just to get ahead? He has sucked so much cock. There's zero chance Timothy Oliphant has not sucked a bunch of producer Jew cocks in
to
Hollywood.
I
get a
still
bit part of the
can't remember
Tarantino movie.
I bet that's how what's his face had a stroke after this movie.
Luke
Perry was just like,
Perry?
"Come on, let me."
Oh, yeah, that's fucked,
Yeah,
dude.
because he was
Luke
just like,
Perry's
"Give me
dead.
one more film before I die."
So the
and he
cycle
just, like,
never
sucked his
ends, no
producer
matter how
off.
old you get.
No, you still got to keep sucking, of course.
I bet all Brad Pitt had to do was take his shirt off.
Yeah, Brad Pitt
Yeah.
gets a pause.
Everybody comes when Brad Pitt takes his shirt
Although
off.
I bet like when was he doing that Thelma and Louise movie? I bet he was a power bottom for a few producers for that scene.
I'd like to imagine he did it.
You know, he was like 23 and handsome. He fucked them.
No,
all.
he did it for a Tales from the Crypt episode that he did.
Oh my god.
No,
Was that when he was like 16?
so anyways, like the Weinstein thing you brought up, like he's finally getting like fucking charged like after all this time. But I heard like
Wait, who? Roman?
Huh? No. Weinstein.
Oh yeah, he's been charged. He's been convicted in New York, and now he's been convicted in
I didn't
I
California.
know
heard
this
he
thing was
was
still
like he
ongoing.
came out to the
That's
thing
fucked
with like a
up.
fucking
My favorite
walker.
part of that. Yeah,
Is that
I was about
true?
to say that. Yeah, he tried to. He uses a walker to get to court, and then like there's a. Hang on, he did that on like a Wednesday, and then like the weekend after, you can see him pictures of like doing shots at the bar. He doesn't give a fuck at all.
This dude
You gotta
fucking
respect the
rules.
dude that doesn't give a fuck at all
Wow.
like that.
Dude, he was like, well, it kind of worked for Bill Cosby when he went up 80 years old with his fucking dead
It
eyes.
didn't work for Bill Cosby.
No, like, but we.
Is Bill Cosby in jail?
Yes!
What's happening?
Yeah,
with
yeah,
him?
he's in jail. He's like a billion.
Oh, like he's
years
literally.
old.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Does he get his own room? That's weird.
I don't know.
Hey, Bill, why are you here? Women like to do drugs and fucking.
No, he's probably
He
still
still doesn't
denying it.
realize.
Probably like, no, because I'm black. Like, I don't know. Like, he probably doesn't believe he did anything wrong still.
I don't think he did anything wrong.
You know.
I
Okay,
Retract
so,
that.
I really
so fun
don't.
fact about Quentin Tarantino's article just
Oh, I
came
thought we
out.
were going to Bill
Did
Cosby.
you see
Let's hear.
this?
Let's hear. Yeah.
That he says he kind of, sort of, owes his career to Golden Girls.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Because he's in an episode of Golden Girls, I guess as an Elvis impersonator. And
What?
Really?
they paid him for it, and it was like an episode that became a 2-part episode, so they paid him double. But then around the time that Reservoir Dogs was going into, production, he started getting residuals from that episode being played again and again, and he said he got like
What?
$3,000 that helped float him as he got Reservoir Dogs off the ground from
He
Golden
got
Girls.
$3,000 from a 1980s episode of Golden
So
Girls.
Tarantino's rich off that
Dude.
Golden Girls money.
Holy shit!
Just imagine just getting one role in a sitcom from then. Like, how fucking
Right?
set you would be, man.
Dude, that must be like $30,000 in now time.
Well, like
money,
every time it's played,
whatever.
yeah, he gets a check cut. Like, but you're always hearing about, like, I think Gilbert Gottfried on his podcast once said, like, there's some random episode he gets, and every few months he gets a check for 26 cents.
And he cashes them.
Yeah, he said he
He-
still cashes them. He cashes
he
every
brags
I
that
would
he
go. I would
cashes
go
these.
inside the bank every time, like dressed as the character I played, just hoping somebody would recognize me.
But yeah, that's
Dude, you'd have to
that's a
dress up
dream
as an
job.
Elvis impersonator to fucking do it.
Get on a sitcom that gets
Oh.
syndicated, man. Like,
Well, I don't think that exists now.
oh yeah, you're right. All the
Like
yeah.
that was a different time. They were just like they were coked out of their minds, just throwing money at anything.
yeah.
They didn't give a shit. And now there is
So-
no syndication because it's all fucking
all
Netflix.
streaming. Yeah.
Oh, Tim Roth was supposed to be in this movie. That sucks. I would have loved to see Tim Roth. All right.
So, anything else about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
I'm good.
Me too.
There's a Wilhelm scream. No, yeah, I'm done.
Okay. All right. So that's it for tonight for us. We'll be back shortly.
This is our
with-
first of the year.
Do you think Joker deserves a like 1.1 extra over Once Upon a Time in
Oh.
Hollywood on the IMDb ratings?
No.
Wait, Joker has more?
Yeah, Joker's like 8.6, and Once Upon I think is like 7.6.
No. So yeah, we didn't do that. So overall, let's do. What do we want to do out of
Oh.
5 or out of 10? Your rating.
I guess out of 10.
All right. What do you got for Joker out of 10, Angus?
I don't know. Like, they both were in my top three three movies of the year.
Oh wow.
Like, it was those two and Parasite, and also I want to give Jojo Rabbit a bit of a.
I am
No.
absolutely shocked that you love Parasite so much.
Parasite was fucking amazing.
I
That's
never saw it.
probably
Did I,
my favorite.
I don't know if I told you, but I honest to God thought that the movie was about like parasites going to South Korea from space to
Dude,
like
I thought
kill
the same
people.
thing. Like, something like that.
Did you?
When the dude, like, you saw it, right?
Yeah, it took me
I mean,
30
do I
minutes to
need
go
take
like.
my headphones out for 30
Ah,
seconds?
shit.
No,
we'll talk about
okay,
it
no,
another
it's
time.
not-
We'll talk about it another time.
Yeah,
All
But
right.
yeah, like, so, I don't know, like,
it's not about aliens.
they're both, like, on that same level to me.
You
Like,
know?
I think they're both up for Oscars, even Parasite is, but, like, I don't...
Oh yeah, all three of them.
I don't know
They're
which one
fighting
will
each
win, and I wouldn't care because they were all good.
Nice. I've been meaning to see Jojo Rabbit.
Mike,
I gotta see
what
that.
do you
It's so
got for
fucking
Joker?
funny.
Joker would be like 8.5 out of 10, I think. Although at first watching would be a 9, so I think 8.5 is
My
reasonable.
first watch was probably a 7, but I think that would improve if I watched it again to an 8.
Okay.
Because like I'm always
What about
like a
one-
little, not reluctant. I guess kind of reluctant or reserved on the first watch. And if
Yeah.
I rewatch movies, then usually I oftentimes find them better if I thought they were good to begin with. What about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Angus?
Oh, no, Mike. I
Oh,
gave
me?
my
Yeah,
opinions.
definitely. I mean, yeah, it's at least it's one of my favorite movies of all time. So 10, of course.
Me too. Again, saying I'm hesitant. The very first time around, it would have been a 9, but after like rewatching it and seeing how quickly it moves on rewatch, that it just gets faster if you've seen it already, that makes it a 10 because that's just magic.
Yeah, I like magic.
Magic.
So,
But Angus is just gone. He said, "Don't talk to me," and went away.
No, you already asked me and I gave my opinion. I don't know, 9
Yeah.
out of 10 for both.
Oh, okay.
I said they were my favorite films of the year.
yeah.
I
thought that was pretty much a
want to hear
given.
us say numbers.
That fuck numbers. I don't
Fuck.
believe in numbers.
Yeah, Angus is like, fuck this. I go my own way.
So now we've started season 3. Pretty soon we're gonna have more seasons than listeners. Probably next year.
Oh my god.
That's sad.
not counting us. I think we're tied now. We got Brett, we got Angus's chick, and
And you,
Somebody
you,
else
we're
probably.
talking about you, number 3. So
I got.
Dude, my
He's
favorite
nervous.
thing is like Mike's fucking dumb roommate keeps being like, "Hey, you guys need to get me on this." Like, show
Oh,
me how
yeah.
to get it.
yeah, Mike, your roommate, who out of courtesy we won't name, he's always saying like
He
Angus
wants to
said,
listen.
give me the link, or you got to put it up somewhere where I can listen to it. And excuse me, like I can tell my Alexa to play our show, and she
How
will.
does he not get it?
We're on
Um,
YouTube. You can direct download the episodes from our website. We're
Wait, hang on, let me cut you off right there. So you know how you guys like go on the internet on occasion?
On occasion.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's like pretend you haven't heard of the internet until yesterday.
But he uses the internet to bitch
That's-
that he can't listen to us because he
Yeah.
doesn't know where to find
only,
it.
only on Facebook. That Facebook is not the internet. Facebook
We're on
is
Facebook!
So when we
separate.
post on Facebook, we link to a place where you can listen to the episode.
It's literally a click.
Listen, I can't. I've accepted people's limitations. Him knowing
So-
things is a
So you're
limitation.
saying we have to like upload our episodes directly to his timeline?
Dude, that's not a bad
Probably to his
idea.
brain while he sleeps. I think would be.
I thought you said he dies in his sleep, but now we're getting a little too personal.
So that's
That's
it.
it. That's Joker and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We'll be back shortly doing our Vanessa Redgrave episode. We got some good movies
Heck
to bring
yeah.
for that. And you know where to find us. We're at 16 Ounce Cinema. We're on Facebook. Anywhere that's worth a damn to listen to a podcast, you will find us. Wherever you're listening to us, like us.
Ooh, we're on
review us,
SoundCloud, aren't we?
subscribe. We're on SoundCloud now.
Not for long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the next month you can listen to us
Fucking
there.
$15
Yeah.
a month coming out of my.
Unless y'all want to, in droves, start listening to us on SoundCloud, we're really not getting enough listens over there to maintain it. And yeah, just like us, review us, hit us up on Facebook, talk to us. You can email us. We're 16ouncemovies@gmail.
That's hilarious that we never changed it.
What?
We're 16-ounce movies at Gmail, but our
Well,
name
no,
is
for some
16
reason,
Ounce Cinema.
cinema was taken, even though it's not anywhere public at all.
We could have done like
Which is
16 Ounce Cinema
so
Pod or
annoying.
something.
What was I going to do? Go make a Yahoo?
I'm saying like we could have just added like podcast or something to the end of it.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
confusing. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
We're confusing. I'm out. See ya.
Peace.
Later.
Enjoy my rant.
Oh, I hope I don't delete this somehow.
That really threw me off because you always introduce me first. I was. Crime. We really should have done a crime show. There was a girl at work today who says she only listens to crime podcasts. Every girl I've ever met only listens to crime podcasts. Like, what the fuck? Like, we fucked up. Like, we have to do 16-ounce crime next. Greta Thunberg? Jesus. We do. Oh, hell yeah. Oh my god! Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? What's this? No. Oh, I didn't. I'm still going. Dude, let's keep my track as the main track. Because that's fucking funny. No, I'm not starting over. Yeah, I'm going. This is fucking funny.